Wolves are one of the coolest animals in the world. They symbolize wilderness, are formidable predators, and are also keystone species that help balance ecosystems. Not to mention, they've even made their way onto hugely popular TV shows and movies. What can possibly be cooler than a wolf? Well, how about one that's fully black? These things are seriously mind-blowing. There are few animals that can simply blow your mind with their beauty and overall mesmerizingly unique appearance. And I have to say, the black wolf is certainly one of those animals. Black wolves exist in the wild, but they're not entirely wolves. And in this video, I'm going to explain this thoroughly, so grab some coffee, hit that like button, and let's dive in. You see, genetically speaking, dark wolves aren't fully wolves. They're partially dogs. And to understand how this occurred, we have to do a bit of time travel, because us humans actually played a big part in the creation of dark wolves. During the last ice age, the Bering Land Bridge, or Beringia, connected what is now Alaska to Northeast Asia, offering Homo sapiens a route to enter into two entirely unexplored continents, the Americas. The impact the Bering Land Bridge had on the evolution of terrestrial life on Earth is nothing short of fascinating. This land connection was used by many species of animals, not just humans. Humans migrated from Asia into North America by crossing the Bering Land Bridge, and when they entered the continent, they brought their pet dogs along with them. When these humans and their dogs arrived into the vastly uncharted continent of North America, gray wolves were already there. In fact, North America had millions of them. Inevitably, some of the dogs belonging to these human explorers began breeding with wild North American wolves. Dogs are our most beloved beasts of burden, and they were kind of engineered by us. We didn't find them in the wild. We found wolves in the wild and decided to raise some of them ourselves. This happened back in the old world. Because of our attempt to domesticate Canis lupus, a subspecies of wolf developed under our care. Canis lupus familiaris, also known as the dog. Dogs are a subspecies of the gray wolf, Canis lupus. Dogs came about from the domestication of wolves at least 15,000 years ago and possibly much earlier. The exact origin of dogs is a subject of ongoing research and debate, but they are believed to have been domesticated by humans from wolves in the Old World. Black wolves began to appear in North America shortly after humans and their pet dogs entered into the continent from the Bering Land Bridge. In fact, before the arrival of humans and dogs in North America, there is not much evidence of black wolves on this continent at all. This leads to the conclusion that dogs and wolves interbred with one another, and their babies were coming out fully black. The cause for this remarkable change in wolves' coat color was a gene found in dog DNA called the K locus. Also referred to as CBD103, the K locus is a single gene that causes increased melanin production in dogs and can do the same thing in wolves. Agouti and MC1R are both genes that control skin and hair color and can be found in a wide range of species, primarily mammals. It's important to note that the ancestral wild-type K locus allele causes agouti and MC1R to interact normally. So the normal or wild version of the K locus allele lets these two genes function with each other naturally. But a 3-nucleotide deletion in the K locus gene causes it to produce a protein that prevents normal agouti function. This leads to the dominant inheritance of an all-black coat. It's this specific variant of the K locus with the 3-nucleotide deletion that causes the black color to occur in wolves. So basically, this K locus variant makes a protein that sends pigment cells into overdrive, which leads to the production of a lot of melanin. This will darken a wolf's coat color, leaving little to no room for lighter colors. What's very interesting is that dogs carry a dominant version of this variant of the K locus. So if a dog with this gene and a wild wolf were to have babies, the K locus variant would override the wolf's recessive genes for lighter colors. Thus, when the first dogs carrying this particular variant of the K locus bred with the North American gray wolves, the offspring inevitably turned out to be a super cool all-black color. Even today, thousands of years since the arrival of humans and dogs into North America, black wolves can be seen throughout much of the continent, including in my own home state of Michigan. Their presence is the direct result of interbreeding with a domestic dog. I've seen dark wolves in the wild only twice in my life, and both of those sightings occurred at Yellowstone National Park. Quite possibly my favorite place in the entire world. The first time, a friendly old couple let me use their spotting scope, and I was able to view an entire pack of wolves heading into Lamar Valley. The second time, I went on a full-blown expedition into the deepest parts of Yellowstone in the dead of winter. We brought spotting scopes with us and were able to see numerous black wolves amidst a large pack. I was able to take some of the greatest videos and photos I've taken by using my iPhone with the spotting scope. I hope I live to see a dark wolf in the wild many more times throughout my life as I visit more of the wildest places our planet has to offer. Seeing a black wolf in the wild was one of the most unforgettable moments of my life. May the dark wolf, a shadow in the wilderness, continue to roam free under the moon's silvery gaze. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button. If you're new here, my name is Sadat. I'm a graduate biology student at Miami University, and I'm making these videos on wildlife and species because, well, I'm fascinated by the topics of these videos that I cover, and I also want to make some supplemental income. Conservation work, you don't really get paid much at all to do work like that. The videos on this YouTube channel are only going to get better and better, so if you're not subscribed, you know what to do. Make sure you like the video, tap that bell button to be notified for when I release my next video, which I'm actually really excited about my next video. I really want to get back into the creation process for the upcoming video on this channel. Stay tuned for that. Last summer, I did research work in the forests of Brazil with Miami University. So like a team of students, a couple of professors, we flew down to Brazil and we met up with local researchers, scientists, and community members, and we did conservation work where I talk a little bit about that on my website, so go check out my website, sadatfaiz.com. I've been making some improvements on it. And yeah, next summer I'll be going to either the Amazon rainforest or the South Rift Valley of Kenya, where, you know, that's like all the major African species can be found in or near that area. So I'm beyond excited for that. Stay tuned. I'm gonna be sharing some footage of my Brazil expedition. These expeditions I'm doing, they're actually they count as credits toward my master's in biology degree that I'm currently pursuing. So it's just, I love this degree for the fact that there's so much travel involved, so much hands-on experience, getting to work with local community members. For the Africa expedition, we should be working with the Maasai, which I can't even put into words how surreal it is for me to have an opportunity like this. So I'm certainly going to relish every second of these expeditions. And so other than subscribing and liking the video, another way to support me is to purchase a copy of my book, Iconic Animals of the North. I didn't write this book to get rich or anything. I wrote it because it's just something I've been wanting to do. I've been wanting to write a book like this for the longest time, and I finally did. It took over half a year to write this thing from scratch. It's a nonfiction book. I chose to include 23 species into this book, and they're just like the most well-known, most popular species that you think of when you think of the Canadian wilderness, you know, the mountains, the forest. When you think of like grizzlies, bears, wolves, those types of forests, those types of biomes, that's what that book is about. I wish I had a copy with me right now. I don't know. Must have handed them out somewhere. I don't know. I got to order some more, but yeah, that book isn't really, I don't expect to make a whole lot of money off of that. It's just something I had to create. It's like I had this calling to create this kind of book for the longest time, and it got to the point where I could no longer suppress that urge to write this book. And yeah, it took 7.5 months and of blood, sweat, and tears. Check it out. The link is in the description of this video. One thing I can guarantee you is that it is chock full of information. It's not too much scientific jargon or anything like that. Like, children can read it, and adults will enjoy it as well, just because, again, the sheer amount of facts that I included into this thing. You know, when you go to Amazon, you click on read sample, you can actually read, you can start reading my book right now for free. Also, like I mentioned, guys, check out my website. I've been loading it up with some blogs. There's not too many blogs on there yet, but there's 4 right now, I believe. And I'm going to be adding more and more onto there. So just go check out the website, guys. Leave comments on the blogs. All right, guys, that's it. And yeah, until next time, and remember, keep it wild. Just smash that subscribe button. I told myself I wouldn't ever turn into one of these people, like these streamers, these video game streamers. I love the wild. I love the outdoor, the real world. I do play video games, not much at all anymore, but I'm not going to act like I'm not part of the generation that play video games. I have a controller right here. You know, I play Minecraft on my iPad to this day whenever I get the chance, which is not often these days. But at the same time, I'm more so obsessed with the real world, the natural world specifically. So that's why I make the videos you see on this channel. They're all related to wildlife and in one way or another.